All right, you cheated. I had to put my GoPro on, so he got to jump on me. We're on our way. I guess I'm gonna... The windshield. This happens, I guess, to old vehicles in general, but I noticed with the Hondas it's even worse. Is you get pitting in the windshield. I actually clean the inside of this. That's as clean as it'll get. It's actually fairly clean on the outside, believe it or not, except for now it's smeared. But floor it. Well, gently floor it. Party. Like when you step on the pedal, it just gets louder. It doesn't really go any faster. 50. 60. Ah, okay, good. But anyway, yeah, it's like, what was I about to say there? Yeah, the windshields on these Hondas, they really pit. And when you get a glare, especially heading into the sun, it's like, kind of like, it looks like frozen sea spray in your face. Like it makes it hard to see. Yeah, so I'm heading up there now. Got a few little jobs to do. I might have a job here. I don't know when I can get to it, that sort of thing. He wants to drywall his friend. I guess better stay on my side of the road? Question mark? Guys like, oh, geez, that guy's a crazy driver. He's coming right at me. Well, I mean, if you're on the same road as me, it's up to you to watch out for my bad driving. I'm actually not that bad. Actually, I'm not a bad driver at all, actually. I'm the only guy in the province, I'm sure, that does the speed limit. You know, there's just, I can't afford to drive fast. You know what I mean? Like, it's, plus, you know, when you have a reg vehicle, okay, the question is, how fast do you want to be going when you crash, when something lets go? Because, you know, we know the quality of the vehicles I usually end up with, right? So you really don't want to be going any faster than you necessarily have to anyway, just for your own safety, you know, and possibly others. So, plus, you know, you allow for the road conditions. I'm a pretty safe driver when you really think about it. You know, I use a lot of common sense. Everybody I know, not everybody I know, but a lot of people I know, and you can tell by how fast people drive and how they judge the road conditions by how many deer they've hit. Right? They don't anticipate. You know, they just floor it. Got to get home in 5 seconds. And the only thing is, if I'm doing 80, okay, I'll get home maybe about 5 minutes later, at the most. You know, if I do 90, which I'm doing right now because I'm going downhill. I'll do, you know, 90. I might burn a tad bit more fuel. I do 100, I burn a lot more fuel. Even on something like this, it will make a difference. So for me, if I don't have to go over 90 or 80, I usually don't, just because I'm never in a rush. I always allow for the time I need to get to someplace. So unlike some people where they have to leave at the very, very last minute, I'm not like that at all. I'm like, okay, well, if I got to be there for, say, 9 o'clock, right, I leave at 8. You know what I mean? You know, if it only takes, you know, it gives myself, you know, 10, 15 minutes to get there. You know, and you know, when you get there, you're still 10 or 15 minutes early, right? That's fine. Why not, right? Well, yeah. So a lot of people are just, you know, they're just so gung ho. And guys in the pickup trucks. Look, guys, I've been driving V8 trucks for the last past 4 years, right? Jumping from a 4-cylinder, going from a 6-cylinder down to a 4-cylinder, pretty much the exact same engine in the CRV, 1.7 liter or whatever it was. Going from that to a 5.7 liter Hemi, you know what I mean? Like, that's a big difference in fuel, a huge difference, almost 3 times. It's, you know, especially on Brutus. Check out the houseboat. Cool. I'd love to have one of those. But Brutus got 8 to 10 miles per gallon because he was in such rough shape. I mean, he ran good. You know, but you know, like the header was off. The header bolt was broke, so you know it made a lot of noise. It wasn't running 100% efficient. You know, he had over 300,000 on him. You know, he was rough. You know, he was definitely rough, right? And 8-10 miles per gallon, maybe 12 on a really good day on a downhill, was what I was getting. So who can afford to drive that above the speed limit? I mean, that's what I was getting at the speed limit. You know what I mean? Like, I was getting 8 to 10 miles per gallon. Not sure what that would have worked out in liters. Or probably about 4 kilometers to the liter or something crazy like that. Who knows, right? Where this thing probably gets about 20 kilometers to the liter. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, I'd have to look, or 19 kilometers to the liter, whatever it gets, right? I tend to like to pull off here just because it's a blind corner, and when you're stopped, it's just people come around the corner, like, again, way too fast, right? And could dart across here. Now we're going to shake, rattle, and roll, because this road is pretty treacherous. But yeah, so, like, I'm not sure what the mileage is on this thing. To say I had slightly over a half tank, I'm at 95 kilometers, and I still got almost half tank. you know what I mean? So, it runs on fumes, especially when you're below the speed limit. You know, if you were to run at 100 kilometers or 62 miles per hour or 63 miles per hour, yeah, it's like, yeah, you'd suck up the fuel a lot faster. Because with my CRV, I figured I got about 25 miles per gallon, so this must get a little bit better. It's a little more aerodynamic. Same engine, but this is an all-wheel drive. In fact, I probably got 28 miles to the gallon on my CRV when the rear drive shaft went in it, or the center bearing went, and I pulled off that rear drive shaft, so it probably even got better mileage then. Didn't make any difference in the winter whatsoever. It just, that thing there, you like, there could be 2 feet of snow covering everything and 2 feet of snow behind the vehicle, and it just blasts its way through. It was great. It was great in the snow, those little CRVs. Anybody that's ever owned a CRV, they always rave how much they love them. They're pretty much headache free until they die. It's like, they're not going to break down on you hardly at all. But when they break down, it's like it's your final goodbye. That's okay. I'm going to save all my breakdowns for one day, and then that's it. The vehicle's done. You know? So I think this thing will probably be like the same. It's going to be great until it just dies. You know, and then whatever's going to be catastrophic. Guy driving a Mustang. Ooh. Rear-wheel drive. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That might be a front-wheel drive Mustang. You don't know. There are front-wheel drive Mustangs out there. You know, like the lower, even with the Challengers, yeah, you can get a V6 Challenger all-wheel drive. Like, that's crazy. That would be fun, though. V6 all-wheel drive. Yeah, you know, you'd get okay mileage, but you got a car that's set up like basically it's a Dodge Durango V6. Durango on a what you call it, on a Challenger chassis. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's for the guy who wants the look of a car but the reliability of an SUV in the weather, right? All-wheel drive cars are pretty cool, though. I always wanted a Beamer, not as a main car, just because, you know, like I want like $1,000 Beamer, and like, okay, I get as far with it as I get, and I just have fun with it till it dies. I'm I'm not going to fix a Beamer because Beamer's like $8,000 a part. You know what I mean? And the point is that you get a Beamer that's all-wheel drive, the X-Drive or whatever, and you got a good, good engine under that bonnet there. You're gonna fly. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have a lot of grip and everything like that. Now I don't know if they make